What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys having a great day as always. If you guys haven't already subscribed, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're closing in on 3,000 subscribers, which is awesome. We've been growing super fast, so thank you guys for the support in the past videos. So today we're going to be going over shocks on the WJ. I see this question asked all the time on Facebook groups and stuff like that. What's the best shock for a lifted WJ? All those questions just worded differently. But that's basically what it all boils down to, is what's the best shock you can get. There's a few options out there, and it seems like most people run Bilstein shocks, which is actually what I have on my Wrangler and my black WJ. But they were back ordered for the lift kit on this, which is a big issue right now with a lot of products. But instead of waiting for a Bilstein shock, since we'll be going probably coilovers or ORI struts on this eventually, I went ahead and got the Doge Tech shocks, I believe is how you pronounce it. And I'm really liking them actually, so it's going to be kind of like my full review on those shocks. On a WJ, this one's on the 6.5-inch Iron Rock Off-Road Long Arm kit. Then we're running their shocks on this that are set up for that lift height. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. So like I said, we'll be reviewing the Doge Tech shocks today. Now, nothing against Bilstein. I have them on all my other Jeeps. This is actually the only Jeep I have without them. But I am really liking these shocks. Ride quality is really, really good on these. As you guys can see right here, just ignore that. We're rubbing a little bit. Once we get the 1-tons set up and under the Jeep, just push the tire out so it won't be an issue. But back to the shocks, ride quality is really, really good from what I've driven so far. And off-roading, they seem to do really, really good with extending down and then coming up at like the right pace so that everything runs smoothly. I am really, really liking these shocks. They actually handle better than I was assuming. Now, I'm not sure if it's the lift kit or partially the shocks or a little mixture of both. But this Jeep drives way better on the road than I was expecting. This thing lifted way higher than the Black Grand Cherokee on way bigger tires. That one's on 32s. This one's sitting on some 37s. This one rides so much better, even with the stock steering and everything like that. This has no stabilizer. The other one has dual stabilizer, and this still runs so much better on the road. Again, I'm not sure if that's just the lift kit difference or if it's due to the shocks. It just smooth rides basically perfect. I mean, this thing rides not better than stock. I'm not going to say that because no lift kit rides better than stock, but better than I feel like a 20-year-old vehicle on a 6.5-inch lift should ride. Now, as far as price goes on these, the ones that I have on here, these are $209 for the set of 4. So front and rears, $209. The Bilsteins are $399. So these are almost half the price, and they perform, I mean, relatively similar. I haven't noticed any downsides to getting these over the Bilsteins. I've ran both, and honestly, I'm liking the ride of these a lot better than the Bilsteins, in my opinion, at least on this Jeep. And like I said, I'm not sure if that has to do with suspension and all that as well, but these shocks do really, really well. And for the price difference, I would honestly recommend these over the Bilsteins because there's not a big enough difference to justify buying the Bilsteins over these. And for my case, the reason I got these was because the Bilsteins were back ordered. And I know that's still an issue in most companies. So if that's the issue you guys are facing, definitely no downside to picking these up over those. So I'll link these and the Bilsteins down below for you guys to check out. But I figured this would be a pretty cool review between both of them since I've ran both of them and had no problems with either, honestly. But for the price, these make much more sense than the pretty much exact same shocks, just way more expensive because of the name. That's really the only difference between the two. I'm really happy with these. So now let's go ahead and cut into some videos of this thing flexing, show you guys the shock at full compression and fully stretched out. So right here in the front, they're fully compressed, as you can see by the rubber stopper at the very top. So they travel quite a bit from where they sit normally. I'm sure you guys see pictures and in this video where the tires sit normally. They travel a lot and it's very smooth. So now let's head over to the back and show you guys close to fully extended. I have not got this Jeep fully flexed out yet because there's still a couple things. But these things also extend insanely far, and it does it so smoothly. The shock rides really good on the road and is super, super capable off-road. Honestly, zero complaints about this setup so far. But just figured I'd show you guys the shocks at full flex and then as far to fully down-traveled flex as I could possibly get. So if you guys' options are between Bilstein and these shocks, there's no downside to going with these, honestly. The Bilsteins are great. Like I said, I have them on the other Jeep and I have no complaints. They're worn out now, but it has been like 3 years of driving on that setup. So they lasted as long as you would expect them to last. They're pretty much a great budget shock as well as these. So I did want to give my input on these since I haven't seen anybody really running these compared to the Bilsteins, which everybody runs, everybody suggests. Figured I'd let you guys know a little bit about these shocks.